Mermaids usually bond with mermen or some other mystical creatures, as is normal, but in my case, I guess I get the abnormal treatment. Thank you, goddess Lady Yule. Okay, don't stress so much. We'll figure something out. Let me tell you about my experience now. The girls here are so hot, and they're so much more approachable. I zoned out to what Army was saying as Daniel entered into the cafeteria. This guy really was hot. I just can't help but stare at his walking frame, his carefree look, and that black t-shirt hugging his frame tightly. The black faded jeans stretched in all the right places, and he seemed so eatable, his chiseled jaw giving him that special aura for which any girl will jump out of her panties for him, and that brown, sticking out at every direction hair. He's so handsome and sexy and cute, all at the same time. No, stop being the hormonal girl right now. Snap out of it, I scolded myself. You didn't hear a word, did you? Army asked with a smirk, as if he knew exactly what I was thinking. I was going to answer something snarky when Prince Charming came up to me himself. Hi, Sapphira, did you... he started saying, as Army jumped in. And who might you be? Army asked to him, his protective instincts in full attention. Well, I guess I caught you at a bad time. Meet you later. And dude, chill, it's all right. I won't bite her. With that, Daniel walked away, and I couldn't even get a word in. What did you just do? I whisper-yelled at Army. He's the guy I was talking about. You gotta be joking me. Seriously? I just told off the potential future king? Why didn't you stop me? Army said with wide eyes. Because, dumbass, you wouldn't let me speak, I said, crossing my arms over my chest yet again. He sighed. I guess I started with him on a bad note. I hope to make it up. Can't let my best friend's mate be angry with me. He smirked. I didn't know she had a boyfriend. I felt such a special connection with her in the corridor when we collided. It felt like she was meant to be protected and cared for only by me. She was mesmerizing in her eyes. They were the most beautiful feature in her body. They were crystal blue, light and dark at the same time, and they held so many emotions. It felt like her eyes were made of the moving water that filled the seas. Even in the simple blue dress she was wearing, she looked stunning. I never look back at girls, but she was different. I still can't believe that I went up to her to talk and lunch and then get busted by her powerful-looking bodyguard. What was that dude eat even? He's so big. My thought process broke as the math professor entered the room. How I hated math. It's so boring. I don't even know why I opted for it in the first place. Just as Mr. Sullivan was starting on the speech about our results in the test last year, Sapphira barged into the room. She was sweating and seemed like she had been running all the way here. I am sorry to be late, sir. I couldn't find the room, she said, taking in deep breaths. I excuse you for today, miss, Mr. Sullivan said. Sapphira Amadahi, she replied in her soft yet high voice. Her voice sounded so melodious to my ears. Miss Amadahi, since you are new, but don't make this a habit, please take your seat, Mr. Sullivan finished and turned to the class. She went up to the seats at the side of the room where most of the windows were and sat down elegantly. I was still staring at her from where I was sitting on her opposite side. That's when a flying chalk hit me on the forehead. Ow, I said, rubbing my forehead. Now that I have your attention, Mr. Salvatore, I would like you to come up to my desk, please, Mr. Sullivan said. I reluctantly walked up to his desk, knowing that he is going to give me an earful about my exam results in the senior year. Basically, my college had been running a school and college at the same time, only the school rooms were in a different building and college rooms in another. The teachers were the same, and they juggled between teaching school students as well as college students. You're very poor in math, and I don't know what got you to take it up again in college. Like I didn't know that already, I muttered to myself. Did you say something, Mr. Salvatore? He said sternly, with raised brow. No, nothing, sir, I said sincerely. I would like you to take up a tutor. Pick any of your friends and try getting your head together. I don't want you failing in my class. Are we clear? He said, in the very calm tone he always used while giving out an order to students. Yes, we are. I turned around to go back to my seat. The only problem will be to find a so-called friend to help me out, I muttered to myself. As I might say, I am not much of a social person. After my parents, decided to go on a long vacation without me, I created a shell around me. I didn't interact with people much, and Darren was the only person who I knew in this whole world as a friend, but he was as good in math as I was. Note the sarcasm. I decided to leave the topic alone for later and started concentrating on the boring and vicious subject called math.